Hello, hello, hello. It's me, Tiffany Rothe, and my daughter, Milan Rothe. And in honor of Black History Month, we decided to do poetry readings because my daughter is a poet. She is an incredible poet. And she was reading to me today this amazing poem from this book.
It's called Golden Brown Skin by S.C. Says.
Yes, and I was like, you know what? We should really just do that on YouTube, and so that people can really get into understanding poetry and spoken word. It was so beautiful. So I was like, can I read it with you, Milan? So we decided to come on and share with you guys for Black History Month. If you guys like this and you'd like to see more poetry and hear more poetry from us, please leave a comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit notify for when we go live. Okay, so what's the name of the poem?
So the poem we were going to be reading right now is called Black Party Rules.
Okay, so I'm gonna start. Black Party Rules. I love it. Okay, here are some steps to follow when you are the only Black person at the party. 1, don't panic. 2, find the alcohol, have a drink. 3, be cool. They're just like you. They're just people. This is probably just a coincidence.
4, don't say cliche things like, y'all heard the new J. Cole? Or, the plight of African Americans in this country can be boiled down to discrimination designed in a system to keep them uneducated, unemployed, and undervalued. 5, have a drink. 6, be funny. People feel comfortable around you if you can make them laugh. Make jokes at your expense. Laugh when they say borderline racist things like, we have some watermelon vodka.
7, have a drink. 8, mention your degree before you tell them where you got it. This will usually, though not always, keep them from asking you what sport you played. 9, when they ask you what sport you played, tell them something obscure like chess, because fuck them.
10, have a drink. 11, do not join the group of people comparing stories of times they got pulled over and didn't receive a penalty, even though his car smelled like weed, even though she was doing 75 in a 40. How the police can be so inconvenient. 12, drink just enough. Tonight may be the most time some of these patrons spent with a person of color this month. Don't F it up. Oh, that's a big one.
Oh. 13, so I'm gonna read a couple lines, I'm gonna let her finish. Begin to question why you're there in the first place. If these friends understand the predicament of being a drowning island, that no man is meant to be a stand for in their race, that this place is a prison cell in civilian clothing, where the numbers never quite add up to equality, showing a welcome sign that reads, you're lucky.
You're lucky to have been invited at all. It is the irony of people saying that the party is in the back after years of fighting to get to the front. It is a sleeping pill prescription when you came in with a sore throat from shouting to be heard. This party hears your music, but not your police brutality. Wears your culture, but thinks it looks best on them. Thinks raising property taxes is the new pumpkin spice latte. And we love our artificial food coloring, love our minorities easy to digest. This is a party. Snacks should be able to be devoured in one slur. And I've heard that I am a token enough to fill the diversity slot, ethnic enough to cash in all my stereotypes for the acceptance prize.
So remember when you start feeling a little guilty, watching clippings of Black bodies falling. Tell yourself that I am your get out of racist free card. That all lives matter. Just some more than most. That racism ended when you started sharing your PBR with other skin tones. But just a few of them. The ones that were black, but not like them.
They are a bunch of criminals. They don't have an education. They are the kind of humans that give black people a bad rap. 14. Get effing drunk. Laugh out loud when you overhear a girl saying she doesn't see color. Then comment on someone's dress and how it doesn't go with her concealer. When the numbers of times you're asked if you have any weed exceeds the amount of people present currently, laugh. That is the one thing that they all feel comfortable talking to you about. When the whole party starts chanting, and we're gonna be alright, laugh at the irony that, yeah, they are.
Wow. So Milan read this poem to me and I thought it was so powerful. Can we open up? Because, you know, I don't know if you've ever been the only one at a party, at a job, at school, right? But it triggers all of these feelings. And then Ralph Ellison wrote a book called Invisible Man, and he talks about the mask that people wear when they can't really be accepted for their true selves. So they have to pretend. They put on this mask all the time. And one of the things that really, you know, triggered me about this poem, which I love because we want to be triggered, was like, drink, 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 drink. So you have to actually, you know, inebriate yourself with some other substance to be in a situation just so that you can feel comfortable. So as your health coach, I can say, like, you don't have to do that. There's other ways that you can express yourself, right? By drinking. So I gotta put that note in. What struck you most about the poem?
I think what I liked most about this poem was just how honest it is and how it literally walks you through the mindset of someone who is in this environment. And it's like the poet is not really afraid to point out the obvious, which are things that we think about as people of color in certain situations, but people like to ignore it and then not even acknowledge it. So it kind of just gives words to the experience that I know I felt in my life.
So it's so great to have poetry because it's an expression. So I encourage any of you, the reason why we did this, because there's so many other outlets that you have: writing, journaling, doing poetry, reading poetry, going for long walks, so that you can be more with yourself, right? And self-love and acceptance, because, you know, the world has challenges. That's okay. Every challenge is meant to be overcome and we can do it together. So I just want to also comment on, you know, we skip some things. We skip the N-word, right? Which we don't use in our house because we believe that words have power, right? And what if I told you about the N-word? Why don't we use it?
If it's negative to hear from other people, then we shouldn't be saying it to ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What you say to yourself is more powerful than what anybody else says to you. And just remember that. So like when you use the N-word, this is not judgment. I'm just letting you know, like when you use the N-word, and if you go back to the origin of that word, there is nothing positive in this country about identifying with that word. And you can say that you turned it around and it's a brotherhood and all that kind of stuff, but if you go back to the origin of the word, right, you will find that that is not something that you want to associate yourself with, right? It's a denigration. So one last thing, your favorite stanza? You want to find your favorite stanza, the one that hit you the hardest?
For this poem?
This poem.
I wouldn't say my favorite stanza, like, just because it's like good. It says, "You're lucky to have been invited at all. It is the irony of people saying that the party is in the back after years of fighting to get to the front." I feel like that really stood out to me.
Yeah, why?
Just because, like, when I thought about that, I just thought about, like, sitting at the back of the bus and then, like, trying so many people trying so hard to get to the front, but then they try to switch it around and be like, no, the party's in the back. They try to make you feel better about being in the back when that's not really the case. They're just trying to like put a mask over it.
What I liked about that is like, oh God, like you're lucky to be invited in the first place. Sometimes when you go to a party and you kind of know like, why did they invite me or why am I here, you know, and am I the token or whatever. It just brings up some emotions in you. So the author did a really good job of illustrating that. Let me just pick my favorite one. And then you guys, this book, like she said, is called Golden Brown Skin. I'm gonna hold it up.
Right.
And it's by
SC Says.
SC Says.
I
So
really love it.
yeah, she loves it. She's always reading it. I love it. She's an awesome poem. We're gonna read one of her poems, right, next time. Okay, so I love this. Okay. Laugh out loud when you overhear a girl saying she doesn't see color. And you guys, color is beautiful, right? How many colors do you see in this video? We see orange, we see green, we see this beautiful caramel, we see chocolate brown, we see the red in the fireplace. Color is beautiful. So when you say that you don't see color, especially to a person of color, what you're actually saying is that you don't see them, right? You don't see them. So, you know, I love my color. And I'm sure you love your color too, right? And it's a part of you that you love and you want to be seen. You don't want to hide, you don't want to wear a mask anymore. So anyway, that's it. Yeah, we just wanted to share. Thank you guys for listening. Like I said, Milan is an awesome, awesome poet, and I wanted to just, you know, give you guys the opportunity to hear something, you know, different and fun from the channel for Black History Month. All right, we love you.
Let us know if you like it.
Bye. Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know if you liked it. Amy's supposed to be here to turn it off, but she's not. Okay.
Hi. How do I turn it off?